Before sheriff's deputies started patrolling Union Station, it was the single location with the most calls for service in all of Hampden County.
And soon those patrols will end. The Hampden County Sheriff's Department is facing a massive budget cut, and Springfield will likely feel the effects. $26.5 million has been stripped from the sheriff's fiscal year 2026 budget. That means at least 50 positions on the chopping block, and programs that aren't funded by outside agencies will be eliminated as well, unless municipalities agree to reimburse the sheriff's office directly. The impact is specific. The daily deputy presence at Union Station, the patrols that help drive down violent incidents, disturbances, and drug activity will end.
The end of daily patrols in Forest Park, 2 shifts a day, 7 days a week. The reduction of the services of serving 209A restraining orders to the individuals who need to be told. The loss of the mounted patrol visibility in key public spaces. This impacts both quality of life policing and response in some of the city's highest traffic areas.
Now, Springfield officials are responding. Western Mass News reporter Reagan Locree is live in front of Union Station with what this means for Springfield and for you at home. Reagan.
Yeah, that's right, Amanda and Chris. Now, if you commute through Union Station or visit Forest Park, then what I'm about to tell you matters. Sheriff Nick Kochi calls this only the first phase of a potential multi-phase reduction plan and says it is the wrong direction for public safety in Massachusetts. But his hands are tied. Springfield Police Superintendent Larry Akers says his department will step up, but there is no question it will take a hit.
You don't think about that until he was speaking today, and he was saying that those things would probably be gone. And my mind immediately started going to, okay, how am I going to replace those resources? So you don't understand until you no longer have it.
As for Forest Park, the city's executive director of Parks, Tom Ash, says in a statement, in part, we are hopeful that in the future the state funding sources will again allow for this necessary service. In the meantime, we are fortunate that the Springfield Police Department, under the direction of Superintendent Akers, has agreed to step up and provide an increase present in our parks. My goal is to ensure that all visitors to our city parks will continue to know that safety and security is paramount. Now, Union Station has not yet responded to a request for comment, but Superintendent Akers may have said it best. You don't understand what you have until it's gone, and Springfield may soon find out. Now, coming up tonight at 6, we're going to find out what other communities will be affected by these cuts. We're now reporting live in Springfield, Reagan Locree for Western Mass News.